Hey, this is Pastor Josh, and I wanted to bring to you, right in the middle of your week, some hope and encouragement in what I'm calling teachable moments. Have you ever had a moment where just frustration got the best of you, and maybe you lost your temper or your cool? Maybe you kind of, just the frustration boiled up and it overflowed. And so I had one of those moments just the other week. We were getting ready in the morning, trying to get the kids out the door to get ready for school, packing lunches, all this kind of stuff. And it just seemed we were getting further and further behind. Plus, I was thinking about some other things that weren't necessarily going my way. And my kids, it just didn't seem like they were listening, and we were just going slow, and so it was just all mounting up. And my son had said one little thing which was insignificant, and I ended up yelling at him. And he just looked at me, and we ended up going out the door and all that kind of stuff, and took them to school. But throughout the rest of the day, the Holy Spirit was just speaking to me that what I had done was wrong. And of course I knew it, and I felt bad about it, but he had wanted me to make sure that I would take that time to make things right with my son. So later on, when he got home from school, I took him into his room and just had knelt down by him and told him that I was sorry. And sometimes that can be the toughest thing, especially when you feel like people aren't listening and all that kind of stuff, and maybe you're in the right, is to actually say the words that I'm sorry. But when I had done that, he looked at me and he was just kind of confused, because he said, "You know what, Daddy, I don't even remember you yelling at me." And so there was several things that were just teaching me right in that moment. Is number one is just remain sensitive to the Holy Spirit, because I always want to hear his voice. And what that did was it allowed me to make things right with my son instead of just brushing it aside and all that. But the other thing too is that I was teaching my son at a very young age that even though sometimes, we allow our frustration to get the best of us, you can make things right by going and apologizing for them. And so that's what I wanted to just share with you in the middle of this week, is take ownership of those moments when you allow frustration to get the best of you. Go in and apologize, even depending on, what their response is, whether they receive it or not. Take that moment and go ahead and make things right. So that's my encouragement to you. Have a great rest of your week. Do me a favor, share this. You never know who might need to be encouraged in their week. God bless.